let's talk about what happens when you get stuck. And we'll talk about it from a scientific and a scriptural point of view. Okay. So, what do I mean getting stuck? We all get stuck. You could get stuck in a project or a task. You can get stuck in a thought process or pattern that doesn't serve you. You can get stuck in a bad habit that doesn't serve you, right? We all get stuck in different things. And I want to talk about self love and how it helps when you're stuck. Self-love is a long-term journey. You have to build some practices around it and be strategic about it. And as women, it's easy for this to be the first thing that goes out the window. Some of you men have the same problem as well. But self-love might be the last thing on your mind when you're stuck. And I want to point out that self-love is not selfish, but essential. You need to pay attention to yourself, love yourself, treat yourself well. I always tell my clients, if you were your best friend, what would you say to yourself? Talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend or your daughter or your mother, right? So one example I want to share, this is one of my clients. She said that I could share her story as long as I didn't share her name. So I'll just say she was stuck. She got into this mindset where she thought, I give everything I have at work and I give everything I have when I get home. And I feel like it's just not enough. And then I look on social media and it looks like everybody else has their lives completely together. That's a lie. But she got stuck in some bad habits and some stinking thinking, right? Some bad mindsets that didn't serve her. And instead of just moving on, she got stuck. So let me tell you how I helped her get unstuck by using science and scripture. So first, the scientific. I'm studying psychology at Grand Canyon University. Highly recommend if you are into this stuff. It's so much fun learning why we do what we do. So 3 things I'll share about psychology, what psychology says. The first one, the brilliant man, I'll try to say his last name, Vygotsky, hopefully I said that close to the correct way, has a brilliant theory that he came up with many, many years ago. And he talks about it in my child and adolescent psychology class. He says support is needed when new skills or mindsets are being developed. So I love this idea, and I've been running with it for my last few videos and posts because we all need support. And I love to envision a big, tall building that's being constructed and how support is provided along the way until it reaches its highest height. I love that visual. Coaching does that. Support does that. Friendships, relationships, connection is all support. And when you're in that place where you're stuck, having a habit that isn't serving you, a coach or a friend or a mentor can pull you out of it. And once you're out of it, the support can gradually be reduced. You don't need it anymore. I talk often of coaching versus therapy. Therapy is going into the past and bringing it up and seeing how it's affecting you, right? Like there's a lot to therapy, and I do recommend therapy. But coaching meets you where you're at and pulls you forward, and then either releases you, you're good, keep going, or sometimes it's like, I really like that. I want to keep going. My mindset is so healthy. I want to keep going. So when you think about a new skill or mindset, some support will come in mind or come in handy. And maybe then it's time to work on another skill or another mindset, right? Or maybe you're good. The other thing psychology says is it increases the feelings of self-worth. I hate that word, self-worth, confidence, and a desire or even permission for self-care. A lot of women, we love to help everybody else, but when it comes to loving on ourselves, it's not always easy to take time to get that mani-pedi or take a bath or read a book. Self-love is important, and it's different than ego. So let's talk about the difference of self-love and ego. Self-love improves your self-esteem, which you need in life, right? It's a good thing. Self-importance is not so great. That's where you're like, oh, I'm so important. The world should revolve around me, right? That's not self-love. Pride and arrogance is what self-importance can lead to, and you really want to avoid pride and arrogance. But confidence is good, and confidence is built when you are loving yourself constructively, and you need confidence throughout your life. So, what does scripture say? Two pieces of scripture that I just love and I wanted to share here is Isaiah 41:10 in the Passion Translation and then Psalm 46:5. And both of them just give you the faith and the knowledge to say it's not just me. The power is beyond me. It's bigger than me. And when I am in that mindset, I'm so much more productive and it's easier to love myself and love everyone around me because I know that it's not just my power. I'm not alone. What are some practical steps? Let me share. I've got three of them for you. First thing is acknowledge your feelings without shame. Feelings happen. It's you'd be so surprised if you're in a group of people in a similar situation as you, they're probably experiencing the same emotions, the same feelings. So don't feel shameful or guilty about it. Don't pretend you're okay. Because if you're pretending you're okay, you're probably going to lead to a pretty dangerous place. Instead, have faith and trust it will be okay. See the difference there? I know it's going to be okay. There's going to be rain, but eventually it's going to become sunny again, right? We all go through storms. Secondly, speak words of life over yourself. And if you can't do that, call a friend, get some support because someone out there can pour into you and tell you why you're amazing. Call a family member, call a friend, call a mentor. And the goal here, speaking words of life over yourself, affirmations, right, is to replace the negative self-talk with the truth. And if you need some scripture, check out Proverbs 18:21. It'll help you with that. Negative self-talk is a very bad place. And if you're alone and I have a lot of clients do strategic meditation to get other voices in their heads, right? Because if the only one that is in your head is yours, sometimes it can get really negative. So get some other voices in there. Meditation, there's some great apps that can help you with that. Third is find your scaffolding. Who are your people? It's important to be strategic about this. I say that a lot because if you're not strategic about it, it doesn't just happen. So, who is your community? Are you in any coaching programs? What are your faith practices? And finally, surround yourself with things that fill you up, not suck the life out of you. Okay. And I just encourage you to reach out. I do feel like back in 2020, a lot of us went into isolation and it became harder to ask for support. And a lot of people haven't reached back out yet. They're still in that isolated, kind of depressed spot. So if that's you, just reach out for support. It's going to be temporary. It's going to get you back to the best version of yourself. Support's an important part of life. And if you need a little bit, you want some inspiration, AKA scaffolding, please sign up for my newsletter. I'll send you some hope every Monday in your inbox. I share stories of faith, hope, and personal growth to just inspire you. So check that out at bettertogetherlifecoaching.fun. You can sign up for my newsletter there. I also do live events, and let's just grow in community together. We're better together. So check that out. And yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. We're better together. Have a good day.